All right, so I want to make this video because as the title says, we just had 4 people hit 100K per day in the last 2 weeks alone. So the first brand here, as you can see, November 15th, 2025, did $106,000 a day. Then we had another guy over here, as you can see, on November 18th, 3 days later, do $1.9 million in Mexico in a single day. So you see, he did that on November 17th. And if you convert that to USD, it's $100,000 in a single day, which is absolutely insane. We have another brand right here who did $103,000 on November 22nd. So again, 4 days later, this guy hit it. And then literally yesterday, we had another dude just mention that he finally hit 100K a day on just one store. He had already been doing 100K days across multiple stores, but this is his first 100K day on just one store. And by the way, this is before he has to lock in for finals. This guy is still in school, which is ridiculous. But back to my point here, and the reason why I wanted to share this is because it's just insane to see what happens when people actually take action on information that works. To avoid just making this video like, hey, look at us and look how cool we are, I obviously just wanted to start with the proof. I wanted to at least show you, as it says here, what I've learned are really the 3 reasons why you can't scale. And I would say the 3 reasons why you can't make winning ads. The 3 reasons why you can't scale are actually, it's a new favorite saying that I have, is they're simple, but they're not easy. Okay. And so the first one is you don't know your customer. Well, this one's pretty simple. And this is honestly what I think we do a great job of helping people and Evolve, is helping them truly understand their customer. Because some of you guys think you know your customer, right? Some of you think that, you have an avatar. What's the first thing you say? You usually start with a demographic. You could say, oh, it's a woman. She's 40 to 55 and she works a job here. And, she has a problem with sleeping, right? But if you think of it, it's like almost all of those things that you just said don't actually apply to what you actually use in your marketing, right? Some of you guys do use demographics, but most of you guys don't when you're actually writing. And so none of that really matters. And so what we've been able to do recently is we've been able to help so many people have an unlock on who their customer actually is, and then creating avatars that are actually actionable. I did a 2.5-hour training just on avatars alone. And that training in itself, I have gotten probably the best feedback on, from everybody in Evolve in general, and even just people posting it on Twitter, just saying how insane the training was. And I want you to understand that that is the first step for so many of you, because if you actually understand your customer well, you can actually be not as great at getting their attention, which we're going to get into in a second, and not as great and not really know why things are working. But if you know your customer and you know them well, and you actually can build them into actionable avatars where you know things like their behaviors and you understand their emotions and how they feel and their beliefs and all of the experiences that they've been through, when you go that deep to actually understand who you're going after, that can help you conquer this first reason of why you can't scale. The second reason why you can't scale, even if you do know your customer, is you don't know how to get your customer's attention. And so this is the next thing that we're tackling, and why, I'm working on essentially Evolve 2.0, which is going to include a massive, it's honestly going to be an entire new Evolve program just around copywriting specifically, because so many of you are just using AI to write copy and you don't understand the actual copy that your customer needs to hear, okay? And if you don't know how to get your customer's attention, or you don't know what to say or how to communicate your understanding to your customer, it is going to be very hard for you to scale, because it's become very easy for people to now kind of go out and understand their customer. I think a lot of people have realized that I need to do research on my customer, but even if you do that, why can't you scale? Well, it's because you don't know how to execute. And that execution really all comes down to copywriting.